Hey everyone, how's it going? Joe back here to discuss more Walking Dead Ones Who Live. Today we'll be discussing episode 5 and not to mince words, but holy goddamn hell. That was a very, very, very surprising episode for me. That was I mean, just from the opening, it proved a lot to me. So let's just talk about the first scene. Father Gabriel. Father Gabriel. That is awesome. So, not only is it awesome they were able to bring back Father Gabriel, and they did bring back Father Gabriel, but they also it's an indication. It's an indication that they can bring characters back and not have it completely spoiled by the internet. Because nobody knew Gabriel was coming back. Absolutely nobody knew he was coming back. So everyone was thinking that was Morgan. I followed suit. I don't know what that says about people. Well, I'm gonna leave that there. We all thought it was Morgan, and it ended up being Father Gabriel. No leaks of Seth Gilliam on set. I remember when Glenn crawled under the dumpster. Everyone saw Glenn or Stephen Yoon on set like the next few days, and they were like, "Okay, so he's not dead." People were not doing that with this show, so that is a huge plus. Now, let's talk about how Gabriel was used in the episode, which was fantastically. So, obviously, um, he and Jadis had their flashback scenes. It was awesome to just see Gabriel back and not only just get like a cameo of him, but like he was an integral part of this story and Jadis's story, and even a character arc for himself, where he was dating Rosita at the time that Jadis was going back, but he still wasn't completely over their relationship in terms of he still felt that Jadis was a person worth talking to and being with. My only question rather, is how did they know to go out to the woods at the same exact time? Like after like 200 days or some crap, would you start going out there every day? Be like, is this the day? Is this the day? But then I suppose the last scene eliminates that because he waits for her and she doesn't come, and he seems to. I think he seems to know that because Jadis every time they met up was getting more and more unhinged, and eventually it got to the point where she was holding a gun at him. Like the show teased us like that she was gonna kill him based on what she said to Rick and Michonne. I don't like that because we still don't know what the hell who the hell she was talking about. They had us led to believe it was Father Gabriel, and we are all like, oh no, Father Gabriel's gonna die, and then he doesn't die. It ends up she was talking about someone else. Who was that other person she was talking about? We still don't know. So that's kind of I didn't like that. But like if we found out who it was, even if it wasn't like a character from like the original TWD, even if it was a character that we don't even know, like it just felt forced. The fact that she told Rick and Michonne, like, yeah, like I made amends with someone or I killed, and she made it sound exactly like the scenes we were watching with Father Gabriel. Then she pulls a gun off. Anyways, back to the point. He could tell that she was getting more and more unhinged the more often they met up, and I'm sure he eventually was getting worried about her. And then finally, he goes to meet her. She doesn't show up, and I don't. I think he just assumes the worst, and I think he strongly assumes like he's like, ah, yeah, she's gone, and that is obviously exactly what happened. Um, the other thing that I totally forgot because I was just so bewildered that Gabriel was back, the chopper. He did see a helicopter. So when I don't think they gave us a date on that scene. Is he out there looking for Jadis? Is he near Alexandria? Was this one of the times that Jadis visited that he saw the chopper and knew, oh, I can go see Jadis? Or is that the CRM about to attack Alexandria? I'm not exactly sure. I can't really put a bullet on it. The way that I've been seeing it is the CRM about to attack Alexandria, but it very well could be Jadis coming to visit him now that I think a little more about it. But hopefully that's what it is, because, we want the CRM to stay away from Alexandria. But speaking of Alexandria, yes. So we got a Father Gabriel cameo. That means in the finale, I do expect to see Judith in some capacity. I do also expect to see some random character, maybe Ezekiel or maybe Jerry. Jerry. Um, They proved to me. They proved to me they can do it. They can bring back a character. They can do it flawlessly, and they can make it not a spoiler. So I fully expect them to do that with Judith because she plays such a major role in uh in the storyline here, and I expect them to do it with just some other character just to be like this guy. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what I got to say about that. So let's talk a little bit more about the episode. So Jadis gets the ring. She gives the ring to Rick and Michonne. They finally get married or engaged. That uh, it puts a bad taste in my mouth. Now I feel like something bad's gonna happen. I feel like something bad's gonna happen. They're like they just had their really happy moment and they're about to go on a dangerous mission. Those two things in The Walking Dead don't go well together. Happiness and danger. Because usually someone's getting killed, and this is Rick and Michonne. I don't think someone's gonna get killed, but I don't think they're gonna be. I think they're gonna be separated by the end of the season. Um, maybe Michonne. Maybe Michonne gets captured by the CRM. Rick escapes, and he makes it back to Alexandria without Michonne. Hmm. I want Alexandria to know Rick's alive at the end of the season. That's what I want with all my heart. I was really hoping Jadis might actually say something to Gabriel in one of those scenes, like you can't tell anybody, but that would be a little out of her character. But everything she does with Gabriel is out of her character. You know, she really cares about Gabriel, so it wouldn't be too far fetched for her to reveal a little bit about the CRM to Gabe out of anybody. You know what I mean? Even more so than like Rick, but or her garbage people. But yeah, that scene still lives rent free in my head these days, where Simon asks about the helipad in the back. That was just seemingly a throwaway scrapped line, whatever, but it actually has a lot of story behind it because that was the helipad. Let's talk about those three characters that Rick and Michonne originally ran into, and then Jadis ran into. I liked the first interaction with it. It seemed realistic, where Rick and Michonne are on a mission. They help them, but they don't they get shit to do. You know what I mean? Like I hate those episodes where they're on like these people got shit to do, and then they see like a bunch of random survivors in need of help, and they spend like the whole episode helping them. It's like I hate that. And that when I saw them run into a group of survivors, I was like, no, that's what this is gonna be. It wasn't that. I'm really glad about that. I think it's really far fetched that Jadis, while they were in the chase, just so happened to run into these people. I that seems a little unrealistic to me. I think what happened with it was really cool. She ends up getting those guys killed, which is kind of crazy. Um, Rick and Michonne's dynamic is just so good when they run into these people that they're on the same exact page in terms of helping them and then not giving them too much, and then when they turn on them, taking some back. Even though Rick is like, took back the ramen, and Michonne's like, you tried to shoot us, you pulled a gun on us, you don't get noodles or something like that. That was funny. Um, that was cool. The car chase. I'm a sucker for car chases. The whole cabin scene where like they flipped the bed was really cool. The car chase was nice. How like Rick and Michonne were chasing Jadis, and then Jadis was chasing Rick and it was just really three or two parties out to get each other, and the other one trying to escape, and you had the upper hand if you were chasing the other person, and yeah, it just made sense, and I thought it was really cool how the chase E became the chaser, and it just worked very, very well in my opinion, and it was a good scene. It was a really good action scene. So I've seen mixed feelings about this episode. Actually, I didn't have any issue with it. I think I mean, hell, oughta talk about the big draw from this episode is Jadis is gone. Jadis is dead. Jadis, we're talking season 7 character, season 7 introductory character, gone. So we're talking shit. 2016? 2016, early 2017 character is gone. So that's 7 years. That's hey, 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 I said it. I will I'll take credit for that because I said though these spin-off series have not yet killed anybody from the original Walking Dead. In this Jada seemed like the most likely candidate to start a trend where people from the OG might die. She died. That it was a satisfactory death. I think it's kind of it was really stupid to me that Jadis turned good guy at the end. There was absolutely no explanation for it. Like she was against him the entire time. She was even like, "Oh, these walkers are gonna bite me. What are you gonna do about it?" Like she was willing to like risk her life or put her life at stake, like just to prove her worth. And then like she gets bit, and she's like, "I'll tell you where the file is." And it's like, would you have if you got bit the time before that? I don't think you would have. So that didn't make any sense to me. I didn't like that. Um, I think it obviously I don't think the story could have advanced without her telling them where the file was. I think Rick bringing up Father Gabriel, maybe seeing the ring around her neck, knowing that she's holding on to that, and then good old Rick Tater speech, or not Rick Tater speech. Sorry, I just love the phrase so much. A good old Rick speech where he's like, "This is our family. He's your family. You still care. We still some shit like that. You want something to happen to him, like something like that. That would have been really cool, and I really would. I'd be over here boasting about it. But instead, she just was like, "I've been bit by a walker. All right, I'll be a good guy now." No, 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 that's not how it works, hairdo. You do not just become a good guy like that. But yep, Jadis is gone. I'm glad they had the gonads to kill her off. Um, it was a satisfactory death. Unexpected. I wouldn't say so. I think most people were expecting to see it in the final episode, but it does make sense here where now we're shifting our focus to General Beale and still don't know her name. Still don't know that the command lady's name. I apologize, ma'am. But yeah, no, it makes sense that they're the main villains now because Jadis has been like the villain throughout most of this. But we're working our way through the ranks. Now it's Rick's old partner and the general who we're looking out for. So I think that's pretty cool. Um, I see. I don't know. I want to say I see the general dying and seeing Rick's partner there become the new general. Um, I think the general's gonna give him the echelon briefing, and then Michonne's gonna come in and kill him or something like that. Like they're gonna get caught in there, and Beale's gonna be like, "Do you even realize like what you're trying to put a stop to?" And then like he tells Rick, and maybe Rick is like blown away by the echelon briefing and is like, "Okay, we got to keep you alive." And then Michonne just like comes in and kills him, like kind of like the Morales thing in season 8, where Rick is like, "Okay, we got to keep this guy alive," and then Daryl just comes in. Um, Still mad about that, by the way. But yeah, I think the problem is I don't think there's a lot of development for General Beale yet. He hasn't been developed very well, so would it be too impactful to kill him off? No. I think that if they were to kill him off like that, it would just be like his entire role in this was just character building for the partner there, who's going to become the general for a potential season 2, or just for the legacy of the CRM. If it were to go, I think the CRM will stick around after this. It's way too big to destroy the whole organization because Michonne said she was going to take down the CRM. That's not going to happen to Michonne. It is way too big. Come back to this clip when they do. The next episode, if they do come back to this clip, it'll be funny. But I don't think they're going to do that. So that's where I stand on how I think the fate of the characters will be. I'm hoping we run into Rick's friend there from the first episode. Don't remember his name either. But he was a fun guy. I hope nothing happens to him, but I think something probably is going to happen to him. Rick's gonna. I don't know actually, because he did give Rick the escape plans. He was on Rick's side for all this, so who knows? Maybe he's just a casualty in all of it. Beale gets to him, or the sergeant lady gets to him because she knows that he and Rick are boys. I don't know. It just seemed really weird that they introduced him and then they've done nothing with him since. Um, Back to that, we got to see Morgan, right? We've got to see Morgan. He literally said, "I'm gonna come find you, Rick," and we haven't seen him. So maybe a post-credit scene for season two. I hope it's not that. I really hope he ends up coming in. I wanted to see him at the end of the last episode, but to no prevail. Obviously, they have different plans when it comes to Morgan, and that's okay. I trust Walking Dead right now. I do it. I probably shouldn't because they're just gonna let me down. But the last five episodes have been pretty damn good as a mean median mode. You know, the mean of the episodes have the average, the a I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but the average episode has been very very good in this series. So I trust what they're doing. Hopefully they do Morgan some justice. Am I worried about him dying if he comes back? Not right away. So if he came back in episode four, for example, then I would be worried about him dying. I don't think they're gonna reunite him and Rick though, just to kill him off in the same episode. I don't think that would happen. Same for anyone really. And when I say that, of course, I'm talking about Heath. Um, not discussed at all. Uh, I don't know if it was in the trailer for next week's episode or if it was in the background of a scene. It had to have been in the trailer because we didn't see any of the CRM this episode, but on a CRM billboard, the billboard, but whiteboard, you can see PPP, which is the symbol that Tara saw on the card when he got kidnapped. We have not seen this symbol since that episode in 2014, 2015, way back then. Who cares? Pre-Jadis. We have not seen um, this symbol. We finally see it again. So, is this a tease for like? I think that's cool if they're throwing that in there for fans who like are really like devoted to the show, where they're like, we're gonna hide this detail that only like the 1% are gonna notice. And for those 1%, this is an indication that Heath is coming back. They were able to bring back Gabriel without spoiling it for the world. They were able to reunite Rick and Michonne in episode one without spoiling it for the world. They could bring back Heath. Even when they brought back Morales, friggin' nobody knew. I probably because he was only on set for like a day because they immediately. But um, will we see Heath? There's got to be a teaser to him. I don't necessarily think we're gonna see him. I am really heartbroken about it. But we're definitely gonna see like a teaser to him, maybe post credits where it's like we know where he is. Maybe it's like one of those like specimen 101, and it shows like his jail cell, and then it just shows like his glasses on like a nightstand or something. That'd be kind of cool, huh? Watch that happen. Watch, dude. If that's specific, okay, not the 101, but still, you know what I mean. If something like that happens, that's kind of crazy that I just called it, but I guess we will see on Sunday. I am so excited to see how this ends. So, speaking of how it ends, I think because last week I said Morgan was going to meet up with them this week, and he was going to escape, and they were going to get kidnapped, and Morgan was going to go back to Alexandria and say they're all alive. Obviously, that did not happen this week. I'm sorry, the build up for that ending did not happen this week. Morgan is not there, so I don't think that's going to happen anymore. Um, I think what I will stick with is what I just came up with, where roles are reversed now. Michonne gets taken, and Rick needs to get Alexandria. The last thing that I can remember, it just came into my brain. Carol in the Daryl Dixon series over the phone said, "Oh, Daryl, by the way, is back." And Daryl said, "Who's back?" We don't know. So people who say Rick or Michonne are stupid. Sorry, but you are, because it would not be, oh, by the way, this Rick's back. It would be like, Daryl, you're not going to believe it. Come on. Come on. So who are we talking about here? Are we talking about Heath? Morgan? Dog? Morales? Morales? Who are we talking about here? Um, if it's Dog, that's a really just lame ass build up because as much as we all love Dog and want him to be alive, that doesn't add to the story. The dog came home. Cool. You cliffhangered us for that. Um, I'm thinking, I'm thinking Morgan. because I think Heath would also be a different delivery. And like I said, no Rick, probably not Michonne, maybe Morales. Morgan. Morgan came back. That's what I think. Um, but because think about this. Think about this. If Morgan were to look for Rick, like he said he was going to after Fear, why would he start in Philly? He probably went back to Alexandria to find Rick, and he's not. He's dead. So does Morgan go out looking? Maybe. Do they know that Rick's alive? Did Daryl tell everyone where he was going? I forget. Um, but I'm sure there's some people there who know. Judith, for one. So maybe he's going to go look for her. Sorry, maybe he is going to talk to Judith, and Judith tells him, and it's complicated. But how do I think the series is going to end? Rick makes it back, Michonne doesn't, and they got to go get Michonne. Um, and just one more comment on the Carol phone call thing. Take into consideration, obviously, Carol knows who it was because she was the one speaking. Just putting that out there. And she's in season 2 of Daryl Dixon, The Book of Carol. So if we don't learn this this upcoming episode, who that was, we're certainly going to learn next season because she's gonna bring it up. She's got to bring it up at some point. Like we got Carol talking. We're not gonna get cut off from her. We're gonna get it. Um, Let me look really quick. Make sure. Oh, okay. Yep, I didn't discuss that. Gabriel saw Chopper equals not good. Yeah. How will it end now? Yep, I did all that. Yeah, okay. So the last thing that I wanted to discuss is the echelon briefing. Did they find a damn cure? That's the only thing I could think. Because it it feels like something apocalypse changing, right? And they got to do something more apocalypse changing than we're all infected, right? Because that was the initial the CDC episode, the season 2 finale when he revealed that they're all infected. I feel like it's got to be bigger than that. I don't know. I think we're gonna know what it is though. We're gonna know what it is. Is it a cure? And then also the that's the only guess I possibly could have. I think a couple episodes ago I said like I have no possible guess. I still don't put any stake into that. Like it's just the best I can come up with. But I think that'd be crazy work here. I could see that happening vaguely. And the last thing, actually, I know that I said that was the last thing. Jade has kept bringing up this big thing she was trying to do, right? Right? Like that was different from the CRM's orders. She had her own agenda, but she didn't reveal it. Do you think maybe she reveals it in these notes that Michonne and Rick are looking for? Maybe. I feel like Rick and Michonne are gonna be able to get the documents, but they're gonna have trouble getting out. So I think they're gonna be able to learn all the information because I'm honestly curious what she exactly put down. Like probably the Alexandria coordinates and some other stuff. I'm pretty curious to see what she put down, but I'm hoping that we're able to find that out probably in the first half of the episode, and then the second half will be. Cause I feel like it's gonna be one of those things, right? Where smooth sailing to get in, they get the documents, and on the way out, something happens, and it becomes a lot more complicated. So I feel like the first like 20 to 25 minutes, if we're saying the episode is an hour because of commercial breaks, before the 30-minute mark, they're going to find the documents, and then they're going to have trouble getting out because they also need to have some time to show the ending, especially if it gets back to Alexandria, please. That is all. I think that is all I have to say. I will be back here one more time, obviously next week for the grand finale, unless it sucks. No, I'm just kidding. I'll be back. If it sucks, I'll be back with a fist of rage in my voice. But yeah. So make sure to check out that episode next week. If you like this one, like and comment what you think is gonna happen. It is almost over. It is almost over. We've been waiting for this since like what 2018, and it's already almost over. So that's cool, but also pretty depressing at the same time. Uh, yeah, that is where I leave you.